Alright everyone, the other day Twitter decided to suspend me for 12 hours, and like at first I'm like, well fuck it, I'm just gonna appeal, and then I'm like, whatever, it doesn't really matter. What I did was I made a satirical tweet, which is a mockery of circumcision, and I'll get into sort of the form and function. Link in the description if you want to see the screen grab from that stupidity on mine. But Twitter's a highly censored platform. Its TOS is applied completely arbitrarily at this point. It's not like there's some degree of attempt to standardize things on most tech platforms. For better or for worse, I oppose most of the TOS like on YouTube. I oppose most of the TOS on Facebook. But there's some degree of attempt to be kinda sorta even-handed in how that draconian authoritarianism is at least meted out. Twitter totally jumps the shark. There is no attempt whatsoever to be even remotely even-handed. They explicitly have taken up politically biased positions and socially biased positions in their policing of their site's behavior. So I made a satirical tweet, and it was a mockery of circumcision. Because what circumcision advocates will do is say, well, it has health benefits. Now, most of these are not established properly. Most of it boils down, well, might be a reduction in AIDS transference with circumcision. Well, of course, that's like saying, you know, if you lop your ears off, you can't get any ear problems. If I cut my finger off, I can't get cancer in the finger. Sometimes the treatment is worse than the disease. So what I did is I made a satirical tweet saying, oh, well, you know, we could save a lot more people if we just chop the breasts off young girls when they hit puberty. We'll never have any breast cancer. 1 in 10 women, and I got the statistic wrong, it's like 1 in 3. 1 in 10 women will be diagnosed with breast cancer over their lifetime. It's higher in the Western world because people are fat asses eating Crisco all day. So, you know, that would save millions. Circumcision, how many lives are being saved by it? And all throughout the entire world. You could save millions of Americans just by removing people's breasts. Now, is this a serious consideration? Am I actually seriously proposing that we should be like the Amazonians and cut people's boobs off? No. It's not the fucking point. The point is that that's hyperbolic. It would be dumb. If somebody were to suggest doing that to stop breast cancer, hey, the epidemic of breast cancer can be over tomorrow with enough surgeries. If someone were to suggest that, we would assume it was a joke or that they were nuts. Why don't we think that about people who say, hey, you know what? In order to stop the 1 in 100 likelihood of phimosis, or maybe kind of sort of reducing STD transmission, which, you know, you can use a condom, you can avoid having sex with diseased people, those are both perfectly logical reasons, ways to tackle that too, that cutting off a very sensitive piece of flesh, violating the non-aggression principle in the process, the NAP, for whatever reason philosophically you might care, violating the rights of a child in the process for no real legitimate medical reason, why don't we hold it to the same stringency? Why don't we say that's nuts? I say that it's nuts. I think that it is crazy to suggest that an infant should have part of its sensitive genital functions removed for nothing, basically. The cases of phimosis that it treats, by and large, having too tight a foreskin doesn't require that anyway. And if it is, look, if somebody's older and they're capable of understanding, hey, this might give you scarring, it might reduce your sexual function, it's going to hurt like a son of a bitch, do you still want this? Because, you know, you keep getting UTIs because you can't retract your foreskin far enough to get the dick cheese off of it. Okay, well then if a person's older, and I wouldn't even say 18, but if they're old enough to comprehend what it means, they're like 10 or 11 or something, they're like, well, you know, I keep pissing blood, please remove my foreskin, doc. That's fine. It's perfectly okay. That's absolutely fine. You know what the problem is? The problem is that infant stem cells are in foreskin, so it's a big money-making endeavor for idiots like Oprah who want to smear their face with dick cheese in order to look youthful. It's not working for her, so I don't see why anybody buys that shit. Twitter got a big dick about my point, and apparently because they are humorless morons, they didn't understand that it was satire. Well, I'm just letting them know, it's satire, you humorless morons. No sane, reasonable person would have read that status and thought I was seriously suggesting actually cutting off chicks' breasts. What I'm suggesting is that that is as stupid as circumcision after a fashion. Now, some people might say, well, no, that's like much more major surgery. Yes, why do you think they strap the infant down before they circumcise them? There's like a 1 in 20 rate of some degree of dysfunction or scarring in the wake of circumcision anyway. That is a higher rate than the problems attendant to not being circumcised. The fact is that it's a draconian, barbaric, stupid practice that's only still in vogue because the eugenicists thought it stopped masturbation. It doesn't. And then people in the modern era realized, hey, there are stem cells in this shit. We can take that hospital waste and sell it to pharmaceutical industries. And they can make stem cell lines and put it in their cream products, and hideous old hags like Oprah can smear their faces with baby dicks and they'll look 10 years younger. Supposedly. Again, it doesn't really work for her, and it doesn't work for any of these other haggard old people. They're fucking ancient. She fucking eats a 10-course meal, and then she says, well, doc, I gotta look young for my fans. Fucking binge eat, then crash starve herself, and she wonders why she looks 20 years older than she really is. Fuck it. The idea that that was ever a serious proposal is absolutely asinine. So you can link in the description to the Minds post. I've screen capped it for later, for posterity. So I'm part of the, hey, Twitter decided to give me a timeout for no reason club. Yeah, I wonder why the platform is in decline. I wonder why their stock is collapsing right now. It's not just because the CEO, by the way, has decided to abandon his fucking company, leave Silicon Valley, and go pretend to be enlightened over in Africa. I have no doubt he's going to do like a Sting thing. He's going to wander off into the hinterlands, and then he's going to come back with some lost mystic knowledge about life, and he'll be a pot smoker at that point and be all fucked up on Iboga maybe. And he's going to find God, and he's going to find his footing and his path in life, and he'll find love and all of these other stupid things that these billionaires do to con people with. It's what's going to happen. And Twitter will continue to crash and burn in his absence the same way it does with his presence. Because he just doesn't fucking know how to manage a website. And these people, the moderators on site, are goddamn human trash. That's about all. Peace out.